Hello everyone. In the last session we discussed about exception handling in Python, how to handle exception in Python, and we discussed so many examples to handle the exception, and we also discussed about handling multiple exceptions. In today's session I am here to explain about string formatting. So if you have a previous knowledge, let us say C programming knowledge, where we use string formatting, format specifiers. Let us say if you want to accept the input, you need to provide some format of the input. Let us say if you are, whether you are accepting string data type or integer data type, float data type, that is represented in the form of %s, %d, %f, %c, like this, right? In the same way, when you try to print the values on the screen, even you need to specify what format it should print the result. So in Python also we have got a string formatting technique, string formatting concept, where you can format the string, you can manage the place where you want to display or where you want to place the data during the print statement. Okay, let us consider a simple example. Let us say I consider print of MITM, that is a college name, and I wanted to print a year, current year, that is 2020. So if I want to print 2020, let us say can I do like this, 2020? Is it possible? I have a string, along with string I wanted to print a year. Okay, I consider year is a integer. Just what I am doing concatenation. Is it correct? No, it is not correct, because concatenation will happen only between strings. It cannot happen between string and integer, string and float. It is not possible. So let us say what I will do, the very simple technique or simple solution is just put double quote. MITM string, 2020 is also a string, but I don't want my 2020, that value, to be converted as string. I want that to be in integer. So that is where the place holding concept comes, or formatting concept comes. Okay. Another example, for the same example, let us take, I will take this as a variable instead of directly giving an integer value. Instead of giving directly giving integer value, what I will do, I will store that value in a variable called year. Let us say year is equal to 2020. Year is equal to 2020. Now what I will do, I will add this now, means I will concatenate this year. Now whether it will work, again the same issue. You have a string and you have an integer variable. You cannot combine string variable with integer variable. Again it is an issue. Again you cannot do like this. So now the solution is placing or placeholders. So the syntax for placeholder is, so it is start with dot. It start with dot format. It's a method or function format which takes some arguments, whatever you wanted to print. Let us say I wanted to print 2020, I will pass 2020 here. If I want to print year, you can pass year variable here. Okay, that is how you try to use a format specifier or formatting of strings. This is what formatting of string. This is a string. I want to change something. I want to format it. I want to format for myself. So the same example I have taken. Let us say how to do that. You say print of, the same example I am taking, print of MITM, that is Maharaja Institute of Technology, Mysore, MITM, followed by you need what? 2020. For that you need to put two curly braces. This is what placeholder. This is where you want 2020 to be printed. This is where you want the 2020 to be printed, MITM 2020. So what I will do, I will close the double quote and I put dot, not comma, I put dot here, that is a string, dot some format. I am taking a string and I need to format this particular string. So for string followed by placeholder dot format and you wanted to print 2020, simply pass 2020. So then close the print statement. Close the print statement. So MITM placeholder, you have double quote dot format 2020. Format 2020. Now what happens? This is a placeholder. We have one value for one placeholder. There should be equal number of placeholder and equal number of values for placeholder. Let us say if you have two placeholders and if you have only one value, that is a error. Okay. And ordering of placeholder will be taken from left to right. Okay, we will discuss later. So for this example, we have MITM placeholder dot, this is the format dot format 2020. Okay, this is how you write format specifier. Okay, let us say I don't want to use directly 2020. If you want to use year, I am storing this in a variable, year is equal to 2020. Now you can pass year as a variable or year as a argument to the format method. Format of year, this year consisting of 2020, this year will go to this particular place. That is why it is called as placeholder. MITM 2020 will be the answer. And this format can be anything. It can be anything. Okay. It need not be a string or it need not be an integer. It need not be a float. You can take any values in this placeholder. Let us say if I change this to, let us say I will take x as a value. Let us say MITM CSC. MITM CSC. Now instead of year, what I will do? I will place x. Now the format is changed. MITM, in this placeholder x value will be printed. What is x means? CSC. Okay, this is how the format specifier works. Okay, let us say how to deal with more number of format or more number of placeholders. A same example I will take. Let us say a print of, let us say I will say I am some placeholder and I am years old. So I will write in next line, it should be in a single line, print I wanted to print some name here. For example, I am Kumar and I am 18 years old, 18 years, some age I wanted to print. So for that I am taking string here, I am taking string over here, I am so and so and I am so and so year old, followed by what is the format? Format, this is the format. So you need to put a dot over here, this is a string dot. So general format is str dot format of some arguments. This arguments is based on number of placeholders. So now I have put dot, then you need to take format of, correct. What is the first placeholder? What is the first placeholder? So let us say first placeholder is Kumar. You cannot write Kumar like this because it is a string, you need to enclose with double quote. Then I am 20 7 years old. I am 27 years old. Then close the print statement. Then close the print statement, one more bracket. So this is how, where I am Kumar. Kumar will be placed in the first placeholder. It will not take 27. As I said, it is from left to right. It will take first placeholder Kumar. I am Kumar and I am 27 years old. So that is how the output comes. That is how the place holding concept will work. Okay. As I said, there should be a what ordering of arguments. Let us say Kumar should be first, 27 should be next. If I interchange 27 here, Kumar is the second argument, then the meaning of the output changes. I am 27 and I am Kumar years old. That is a wrong way. Means taking care of this ordering is again difficult. Let us say if you have some 10 arguments, you need to keep track of ordering of what arguments. So the solution is these arguments are indexed from 0 to n. 0 to n means Kumar will be 0 and 27 will be 1. For my case, I have taken only 2 arguments. So Kumar will be 0, 27 will be 1. Now you can pass index value, that is argument number, okay, or placeholder number. So I want a 0th argument, so I will say 0. I am 27 is first argument. I will write I am 0 means 0 index. I am Kumar and I am 27 year old. This is how we can specify using index also. Then you don't worry about ordering of arguments. Let us say if I change this to, I will say 35 and I say Raj. Now 35 is 0 index, Raj is first index. You need to change only here. Okay, no need to change the values. You can take simply any number of arguments or any equal number of placeholders and simply give index values. I am 1. You need to specify 1 because the 1 is the first index will be the name. I am Raj and I am 0 index, that is 35 years old. Okay. So this is an example for a string formatting. Okay, next I can write one more way of writing string formatting. So in the previous example, we used to write strings directly in the print statement. Even that can be avoided. Let us take one string str. It's a variable, just a variable, not a keyword. It is just str. I can write let us say I love. I will say one format specifier. Okay, we take only this much. Okay, this is what the string is. So there is a string I love. Then I am writing some format specifier. So for that, so now you can write print statement, print of. So what is the print? What I need to print? I need to print str, right? The string I need to print. Then I need to specify the format because I have a placeholder. So format string dot format followed by. So let us say I wanted to print MITM or I love Mysore. So then close the print statement. Even this kind of formatting is also possible. Instead of directly printing whole string inside the print statement, you take a string, separately. You take the string separately with placeholder. Then you call that string, that is str dot. Str stands for this string variable dot format Mysore. Okay. Then let us say I will change the statement. Okay, this is my string. I love placeholder. It has so and so palaces. It has palaces. Okay. Now print of str of format. I love Mysore. Okay, I love Mysore, comma. It has got some, let us say 10 palaces, 5 palaces. This is how it works, very simple. Print of str is equal to format, Mysore, the first placeholder Mysore, it has 5 palaces. Okay. Otherwise, you can give index value 0, 1, 0, 1 also you can give. So, I love, so 0th index Mysore, first index is palace. It's correct. Okay. Next another way is you can also use keyword argument. If you don't want to remember the order, or if you don't want to remember the index also, I am not okay with index. I want to call the arguments with name. Then you can name also. So how? Let us say I will say this has count, or okay, I will say count. Count is equal to 5. So close the format, close the print statement. Now instead of putting 0, what you should do? You should say count. So this is what? Keyword argument in the placeholder, count. Now what happens? I love 0th placeholder will be Mysore. It has count palaces. Count palaces. Where is the count? It will check here. Count is 5. So 5 will be placed here. 5 palaces. Okay. This is how the string formatting works. Okay. Next, after specifying format, next concept is type specifying. So in the previous concept, we studied about how to specify the format, means what are the placeholder, which is the first placeholder, which is the second placeholder, what is the ordering, what is the index number, or how to do with keyword arguments. Correct. In the next session, our next concept is how to specify type or data type specifying in the strings. Okay. So as I said, in the C language we have different format specifier. In the same way in Python also we have got different format specifiers. You can list, you can observe here, we have S, character S for specifying strings, D for integers, F for float, C for character, B for binary, O for octal, X for hexa. So these are the different format specifiers. Okay. What is the syntax for specifying type specifying, not format, type. So again same concept, this is what the placeholder, in the placeholder we need to specify, instead of just writing a index value or just writing empty brackets, we need to have an index value as well as data type, what kind of data you are specifying. So index to data type we are specifying. So the examples are, these are some examples I have taken. Let us say I wanted to print a temperature in the float. Temperature in the float, already it will be in the float, but still if you want to specify the float value, so then you can use print the temperature today is. Print of the temperature today is. I am taking a 0th placeholder, 0th place, and the data type will be float data type. It will accept float, only float data type. Degree outside. The temperature today is so and so degree outside. So I am saying then for dot format, I am specifying the value for the place, that is 35.567. So now here 37.567 gets printed, right? In this place 37.567 gets printed. In the second example, print of my average of this so and so was first place, this is 0th place, first place. I am writing 2F%, means my average of this semester was 98%. I wanted to say 98%. So in the same way, my average of this semester. This semester was first placeholder, this is the 0th placeholder, this is the first placeholder. So here it will not print whole float value. Here it has printed whole float value. How, like decimal part as fractional part, completely it has placed here. But here we are providing some condition. I am saying that only 2 digits will be placed. Only 2 digits will be placed. Not all the digits from the fractional part get placed to the placeholder. So I am saying first placeholder, and take in the floating point fractional part, take only 2 numbers, that is 78.23 will get printed, not whole number, not whole, all the digits will not be printed, only 78.23. How can you control this 23 here? If you specify 3, it has 3, you will get 234 will be the result, 78.234. If you specify 3F, in the same way 4F, 5F, how many digits you want, you can specify. Next, last example, the so and so of 100 is so and so, means I want to convert from decimal to binary. So as I said, there is a binary, for binary there is a binary conversion. So what I am doing, the binary, the first placeholder will be binary. The binary of 100 is, the binary of 100 is first placeholder, that is 100, that should be converted to binary, that should be converted to binary, not integer. So 100 will be converted to binary, then answer gets printed. The final answer will be, the binary of 100 is this 1100100. That is the answer. That is how it type specifies the it specifies the type from integer to binary. Okay, here we are specifying what type it should specify. Instead of specifying in integer, it will specify in the binary. Getting? Yes? Okay, the same example, let us say if you have an integer value, but still if you want to print in a float value, integer value, still if you want to print in a float value, the temperature today is degree outside, so and so degree means it becomes 35.00, means it is an integer, but I wanted to print in float. So what happens, the temperature today is 35 degree outside, means 35.0 float value, because we have specified this should be in the float value. So this becomes 35.00. So in the same way, I am specifying in float, but I want result should be in the integer without any fractional part. Then what you will do? You have decimal part as well as fractional part, but you don't want fractional part. Then what you should do? You should say 0F. 0F stands for no fractional part. Then you will get only 78. My average of this semester was 78%. Percent is not a format specifier here. I am simply printing percentage symbol. Okay, 78. My average of this semester was 78, because here I don't get fractional part because I have specified as 0. So these are the example for type specifying. Okay, now we have one more way of writing type specifier using a percentage symbol. As I said, in the C language we have %S, %D, %F. The same way in Python also we have got a type specifying using %S, %D, %F and other formats. So I have taken simple example, name is equal to John, age is equal to 23. Now I wanted to say hi John, hi John. So for that you can specify print of hello or hello John, hello %S. This is the type specifying. So what you wanted to print in this place? I wanted to print a string %S, hello %S. This is the exclamatory mark, simply the just exclamation, or else I will remove. So hello John, I will get hello John as a result. Then close the double quote, close the double quote, no dot or no comma, and we have a percentage symbol and name, means this percentage symbol will be matched with this placeholder. So instead of writing, you can write with flower bracket where you should use a dot format, but here you don't need to use dot format. Okay, but here you don't have any control over, like you cannot use index values. Okay, so the ordering is should be from left to right. Okay, hello percentage yes, close the double quote, this percentage stands for name. What is the name? John. So you will get output as hello John. So this is the output. Next example, how to take with two placeholders. Percentage is percentage D years old. Percentage yes is percentage D years old. Now close the double quote, no comma or no full stop. It is continued with percentage symbol. This percentage stands for, the name stands for the first percentage symbol, first placeholder. First placeholder. Age will be a second placeholder. Ordering is important now. So because here we are not following any index values, so we are saying percentage yes is percentage D year old, that is name. John is 23 years old. So that is how the output comes. So this is the one more example where we use percentage symbol to display formats. Okay, now we will discuss about a small game, an interactive game. You need to implement that interactive game in your system. So I will explain the code. So just you go back and you type or you run this code. You can do some modification. It's an interactive code. The game is very simple. Guessing a number. So you should guess number between 1 to 20. Means I will have a secret number. I will have one secret number between 1 to 20. You will be having 5 chances to guess the number. Let us say my secret number will be 50. You have 5 chances. Let us say you will say 2. So for the hint, what I will do, 2 is very low. I say compared to 15, I will give hint as 2 is very low. So then what you will do, let us say 19. You say 19. Then I say 19 is too high. It is very high because 15 compared to 15, 19 is very high. So 2 chances are over. Again you will say 10. Again I will give one more hint saying that 10 is, your guess is low. Okay, you got some idea. Okay, it is between 10 and 19. Then you say 16. So I say 16 is high. Then finally you say 13. 13 is low. If you taken 5 chances, then the game ends, because you said first initially you said 2, which is too low, then 19 too high, 10 too low, then 16 too high, 13 too low. So 5 chances have taken, then the game should end. You saying that you lost the game and the correct number was, secret number was 15. So if you guess the number correctly within a given chances, then you should print a message saying that you won with following guess taken. You have taken 4 chances or 3 chances, like that. So did you understand the problem? So just guessing the number between 1 to 20, I will choose one number. You have 5 chances, and I will give the hint also. So if you guess number, I will tell you whether the number, guessed number is high or low. So then you need to decide where to guess next number. Okay, as I said, if I give 15 as a number, initially you will say 2 is very low. If you say 19, I will say 19 is very high. Then again one more chance, if you say 10 is also very low. Then if you say 17 is very high. Then one more chance, 13 is very low. So the game ends. Okay, so I have code for that. I will explain. Okay, initially we are generating a random number. For that we are importing a random library, import random. Then we have taken a number, guess, a secret number in a variable called num, and we are generating random number between 1 to 20, only one number. So this program, this particular statement will generate a random number between 1 to 20 using random.randint. Then I'm printing some message. I am thinking of a number between 1 to 20, means I am thinking of a number between 1 to 20. So that is already it is stored in a num variable. Then initially your guess will be none. You have not guessed anything. So for that I am taking none. None value means it does not contain any information, none. Next I am giving you 5 chances, right? For that I am taking for loop, means 5 times this program or this loop should work for guesses taken in range. Initially guesses will be starting with 1, first guess, second guess, third guess, fourth guess, fifth guess, and 6 is not included. As you know, for loops concept, 6 is not included. So initially guess taken will be first guess. So then you need to guess. Once you enter the for loop, the initially first guess, it counts for first guess. Initially first guess will be int of, because input function will take all the inputs in the string. So take a guess. I will say take a guess. If you enter the number is 15, if you enter 3 will be converted to integer. Next I will compare if guess 3 is less than 15. Correct? 3 is less than 15. So what message I will print? I will print message as print your guess is low. Your guess is low. So it will not go to else statement or it will not go to else statement. So it will come out to for loop. Now the second chance, guess taken will be 2. So let us say you will enter 19. You will enter 19. So whether 19 is less than 15? No. Whether 19 is greater than 15? Yes, 19 is greater than 15. Then you will get message as your guess is high. Your guess is high. So you will get message. Again it will not go to else part. Again it will go to for loop. The third iteration, assume that you will enter 10. You will enter 10. Whether 10 is less than 15? Yes, 10 is less than 15. So what happens? Your guess is low. Your guess is low. It will not execute. Again it will go back to a fourth iteration. Assume that you have entered correct guess, 15 only. Then it will compare whether 15 is less than 15. No, 15 is not less than 15. Whether 15 is greater than 15? No. So finally else, break the loop, means it is a correct guess. 15 is not less than 15, 15 is not greater than 15. So else it will break the loop, it will comes out of the loop. It will comes out of the loop. Getting? Then it will compare here if guess is equal to number. What is the guess? 15. What is the number? 15. If the 15 is equal to 15, if the 15 is equal to 15, so you won with, you will get a message saying that you won with guess taken, guesses taken. So here is a problem, because here we have taken guess taken, this is a variable, local variable. As I said, local scope, this is used only between for loop. It cannot be used outside the for loop. Let us do what? So the guess value will be stored here. Guess taken, or chances is equal to guess taken. Means I will store this value. Once it is a correct guess, I will store number of guesses you have taken to a chance variable. Initially I will store the chance variable here. So somewhere here, chance is equal to none. Initially chance is none. So instead of saying guesses taken, I will say chances. Okay. Now if you say 15 is equal to 15, it is comes out of the loop, then it will say, it will check whether guess secret number as well as guessed number is same. Then you say it will say you won with I am converting guess, that is because chances is a integer, because guess is nothing but it's a, I have taken 4 chances, 4 will be integer. I am converting that 4 into string because of concatenation purpose. 4 guesses. You won with 4 guesses. That is what the output you got. Okay. Next, let us say you have got as I said 13. You have got not 13, 17. Again 17 is not less than 15. 17 is greater than 15. Again you will get your guess is high. So last chance you have, assume that you have given chance as 13, that is the 5th chance. 13 is less than 15, yes, obviously. So your guess is low, you will get output as guess is low. When it goes to next loop, it is a 6th loop, so it ends, for loop ends. It will come here whether 13 is equal to 15. No, 13 is not equal to 15. It will go to else part. You lost, print correct number, correct secret number is str of num. What is str of num? It is 15. 15 gets printed over here. So why do you considering str? Because these are integers to perform concatenation. Otherwise you can take some placeholder concept. Again you can take format concept. Otherwise very simple, just convert this into string format and just concatenate. Okay, correct number is 15. This is the two way how the game will win or how you can lose. Let us say if you say a secret number is 10, in the first guess itself, if you guess correct number 10, so what happens? Whether 10 is less than 10, whether 10 is less than 10, no. Whether 10 is greater than 10, no. Break the loop. Before breaking the loop, what happens? Chances becomes 1 chance, then chance becomes 1, then what else? Guess becomes 10. Here it will come whether 10 is equal to 10, yes, it is correct. You won with, what is the chance? 1 chance, 1 guesses. You won with 1 guesses. Okay, that is the explanation for simple game. This game is there for the syllabus. You need to learn this game. Okay, try to implement this game in your home, and you can play this game with your friends or your sister or brothers. You can ask them to guess the number with different chances. You can give them a 10 chance, or you can generate some big random numbers. Instead of 1 to 20, you can take some 100 to 150 like that, or 200 to 300. Give them 10 chances. So this will be fun. Okay. This is the explanation for a small guessing the number game. Thank you.